Hey guys, yeah, it's about 8:06 in the morning, so that's why my bed is still not made up and got my stuff down here and everything. But I wanted to come on here because, of course, over this weekend I didn't get anything out to you guys. I was planning to, but things come up, or things came up, I should say, so there was not really much I could do. Um, but that's why I'm also putting this out as we speak. And honestly, sometimes it is good to take a little break here and there, just to kind of, sort things out, figure things out, and such. But yeah, like I said, didn't do any content for you guys over the weekend, even though I planned to do so. Um, But like I said, I wanted to come on here and give you something to start off this Monday. Like I said, it's early, so if I do sound like I'm repetitive or stuttering or slurring, I'm just waking up and everything. I got my cup of coffee right here. But yeah. Anyway, first of all, I wanted to give you a bit of an update as to what's going to be happening. As we know, this is the last week of the first month of 2025. And hopefully, if I try to get something out to you guys, like a PMV, fan vid, whatever, you'll definitely know with the premiere and all the links and everything to it. But if not, then I'll try next month. That's usually when I try to get at least something out in time of Valentine's Day, but we'll see. Honestly, outside of that, not really much besides me, just talking about stuff here and there. The only issue that I would have with doing a fan vid and everything, and I'm sure you know about this, is it all depends basically on the song and everything, and if not the content you're using, because most of the time one, if not both, will get copyrighted, and your video will still be seen. It's just that you will not be able to make money off it, except for maybe a super thanks here and there. But I think they're even limiting that. But point is, you'll probably be able to make money off of that from super thanks, and that's about it. But yeah, that's the only issue, because sometimes you don't know if you'll just get a non-monetization notice where it's like, hey, your video is public and everything, but you can't make money off it, or you're going to get a partial block to where maybe a few countries can't see it due to reasonings. But I am going to try to get something out like that either this week or next month, depending. Hopefully by next month. And I have some songs in mind. It's just that financially right now, things are a little hard since I'm not working right now, and my unemployment ran out for the year. That's the one thing about unemployment too. It's like they don't give you enough to really get through the year you might be, or through the time you might be out of work. Fortunately and thankfully, I've applied at several places so far. One has turned me down already, but I think it's because of the position I was applying for. So if I go for another position, that might work out better, because I think when you apply back at a job you used to have, you can get hired, but it's not hired for the position you once had. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe it's going to be more like, you need to go for this position and not that position, and, just see what happens and everything from there. But that one place was Target, so I'm going to try again with Target, see if maybe I can just do maybe unloading, trailer unloading and stuff like that in the back, and maybe that'll help out. Then, of course, the other places I applied to were Costco, Starbucks, McDonald's. Both Starbucks and McDonald's are in Patterson. If I get into Starbucks, that's going to be interesting, because we have a Starbucks coming here to Newman within this year, as far as we know. And if I get into Starbucks, then I could just transfer from Patterson to Newman. And I think there's a lot of people that work Starbucks in Patterson, if not in Modesto or Turlock, that would love for that to happen. Love for that opportunity to be presented to them. To where it's like, hey, if it's here in town, we could just go to work here in town, and that's it. So hopefully, if I get into that, that's gonna be the opportunity I can have to be close to home. But yeah, the McDonald's and Starbucks I applied for in Patterson. Costco is in Turlock. Target, I'm going to try again with them, is in Turlock. Um, Safeway is another one. Home Depot is another one. Both of those are in Turlock. So I'm looking around, just keep it in you guys' prayers that one of the places calls me or notifies me about, getting into work with them very soon, because I got a feeling if I don't get something, I'm going to have to, go and reapply for seasonal work starting in February back at the other place I was at just recently in this past December, past September to December 2024. I may end up going back there when things pick up there within the next month or two. But yeah, it's just one of those situations to where, hopefully I can get something by then. But that's why I'm also always asking for you guys to support me on Patreon. Check out the Teespring store. Check out Venmo and Cash App if you want to go there and everything. Because it would help me out tremendously when it comes to this channel and financially. As well as check me out at rumble.com, where I also can monetize as well. And check out my podcast at all the various podcast outlets. Because the more you listen, the more you tune in, the more you follow, that helps me out tremendously as well. So any help I can get in the long run, guys, would be very much appreciated in this time. But outside of that, not really much, like I said, happened. Not really much has happened except for, this past Wednesday, I took down the decorations finally for Christmas. I took decorations down for Christmas and everything, and that's always been a question of mine to anybody watching or listening. How many of you put your decorations up maybe after Thanksgiving, but then you leave them, you leave them up way past the new year? Like maybe you leave them up till, the end of January, or at least the second to last week of January, or maybe even the start of February. How many of you do that? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people that do it. In fact, I know of some people from church, or one of the churches we went to before it shut down, due to the fact that our pastor moved to another state and is working there now as sort of in a semi-pastor role, but he also has this other job along with it. I remember there was some friends that me and my family met at church, and we visited the house one time for something. I think it was just to see, I know it was because we were invited to some kind of like party, some kind of like little gathering, get together, if you will, not just with our family, but family and friends, church friends, church family and stuff. And it was back, and the time was like, I think around spring, like March, April of that year. It was many years ago. I think about 8 or 9 years ago or something. Actually, it was no more. It was more. It was actually more of like, yeah, it was about 9 years ago, 10 years ago. And we went to visit them, because they invited us. And what we saw was they had the big Christmas tree up still, but what they decided to do is, what they decided to do is that they would leave it up and decorate it, for every holiday and every season. So instead of just, taking it down, putting it away and everything, which would have been a hassle, especially for them at their age, even now, they decided, hey, we're just going to keep it up, and we're going to decorate it for all the seasons, going forward. And that's what they did. They decorated it for all the seasons going forward. So instead of just Christmas, they would just, so instead of just Christmas, they would leave it up after, they would leave it up, decorated for Valentine's. They would decorate it for Easter. They decorated for the 4th of July. I don't know if they do Halloween, but, they decorate for Thanksgiving. And maybe just decorated to tie in with whatever season they were in, like spring or summer or fall. And then they would, take all that down, mostly like the fall, and decorate it for Christmas. And then I think after Christmas, they would just leave it up, and decorate it for New Year's or something. I'm not really sure. But they basically would just leave it up and, just decorate it for whatever holiday would come around, minor or major, and then whatever season they were in. And my family was thinking about doing that, but then they decided, nah, we're not going to go through that. It's like, what do we have around here that's going to, give us reason to keep our tree up and everything? So we would just, as we've been always doing, we would just put it away after a while. And I think to kind of make up for the fact that we wouldn't go down that direction, to where we would keep it up, we would just, not keep it up and, decorate for every season. We would just keep it up for a longer time than normal and everything. But yeah, that's the only major thing I did this week was take down the decorations. I was told to just take my time with it and, just, do little by little. But once I get going on it, either putting it up or bringing it down, I want to get most of it done, and that's what I did. So I basically took the tree down, I took the manger down, I took the wreath down, I took the window decorations in the guest room down. So I took a majority of it down. I was just told to keep up the garland, keep the garland up and everything, our little chimney gate, if you will, a little chimney gate, if you will, or whatever we call it. Fire, kind of the fire gate, if you will. Hold on. Yeah, I was just told to keep this up, this little fire stand and everything with the garland. Yeah, but like I said, that's the only thing I was told to keep up because, they like to have a little bit of Christmas around just a little bit, and they want to take their time with it as well. And I think it also, kind of brings a little brightness, a little bit more decorativeness, if you will, to the house or to the living room. And then we also have some little figures they wanted to keep on the couch, keep on the table as well. So that's really all I did, except for apply for jobs and everything, and just again pray for something to come out of that. And really, not really much besides that and everything, and just hope for the best going into next month. Hopefully things will pick up. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here, guys, give you a bit of a vlog as well as an update as to what's going on and as to why I wasn't on, I didn't post anything over the past few days, and all that. But that's all I can really say for right now. I do have more content coming today, so keep an eye out for that. And until next time, guys, do all the stuff that you need to do. Like the video, ring the bell for notification, subscribe to the channel. Click on the links in the description to find my content elsewhere. You can find me at Twitter at BWRoses, Blue Sky at BWRoses. You can also, like I said, click on the links to find my content elsewhere, like at all your favorite audio and video podcast affiliates, like iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, Overcast, Radio Public, you name it. If it's a podcast service and it has a variety of podcasts on it, there's a good chance you're going to find mine on there as well. Also, check me out, like I said, at rumble.com at BWRoses, at odyssey.com at BWRoses, deviantart.com at BVW1979, inkmoney.net at BWRoses. Check out the Venmo and the Cash App, to help support there, as well as the Patreon, and also check out the Teespring store for merchandise you can't get anywhere else. But guys, just wanted to come on here, give you a little bit of a vlog and an update as to what's going on and as to why you didn't see any content over the weekend. And until next time, I am out.